Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Amazon FBA Canada Frequently Asked Questions Part 3. Alright guys, so I've decided to make a part 3 because the questions just keep coming in. So I want to create these videos so that people can refer back to them and I can refer people to these videos. So let's start off with the first question. Alright guys, so here's the first question. What should you price your items? And sort of a part 2, what happens when a person has shipping? Okay, so for the first part of that question, what should you price your items? Honestly, that really depends on you, but I can tell you what I do. So if the person is FBA, if they're doing FBA as well, and they're doing Amazon Fulfilled, I will price it the same price as them. The reason being is if I go lower, then they're going to see, naturally, they're going to see my price and then go lower. And then if I go lower and then they see that price and then go lower, basically we're just going lower and lower and lower and losing more of the profit. If you price it the same as them, Amazon will switch out who gets the buy box and who sees your item. So when a customer comes on there and they see it, they might see their listing. And then when another customer comes, they might see my listing. So it will alternate, and I'd rather have that than have me losing out on profits by lowering it and lowering it down to the bottom. Now, if a person is not on FBA and I'm the only one on FBA and another person has like shipping on it, this is kind of the part 2 of the question. If they have shipping, they're not doing Amazon FBA, they're doing seller fulfilled, either from themselves, like they're shipping it themselves within Canada to the customer, or it's an American who is selling as well and their item is coming from the US. Basically, they're not doing FBA and they need to do some shipping, so that's why there's a shipping cost. And you'll see that because if you see the price item plus a certain amount of shipping, that means that they're not doing FBA. And if they're not doing FBA, I will go lower price than them because they are shipping it themselves and they have a cost and they have a threshold. They won't go as low because they're not on FBA. I hope this is making sense. Basically, if they have shipping and they're not on FBA, I will go slightly lower than them, not too much lower, because I know that they can't risk going too low because they need to pay for shipping. And then this kind of leads into part 2, what happens when a person has shipping on their listing. Basically, they're not doing Amazon Fulfilled, they're not doing FBA, and they're most likely doing seller fulfilled themselves. Okay, so question number 2. What happens when you are scanning and a different product comes up? Alright, so let's say you're scanning, right? You're scanning some items with your phone and you've got product A here, you scan it, and it's like a completely different product, whether it be a different color, a different model, or just something completely different. What should you do? Well, there's a couple things that you can do. In terms of efficiency, I would just move on to the next product and just scan other things because there's a million other things to scan. Don't waste your time trying to figure out why that one's not matching up. Now, if you really feel strongly about the item that you're scanning and you really think that you can make some profit on it, I would create a new listing for that. And I have created new listings for items that are not in the Amazon catalog. It does take a little bit longer, but it can be worth it if you have the right item. Oh, and just to let you guys know, if the items are incorrect, it's probably just like a glitch or an error that needs to be fixed. Alright, so question 3. Alright, so what if Amazon splits up my items and some items are going to a warehouse and then maybe only one item is going to another warehouse? What should I do? Okay, so you know when you're creating a shipping plan, right? And you've got a bunch of products and Amazon decides where these products will go because they want them shipped in certain warehouses so that it's easier for them when they ship it out. So let's say you're scanning and then like 5 items are going there and then 1 item is going to one FBA warehouse completely different from your other ones. What should you do? Alright, so there's a couple of things that you can do. What I would do is I would get more items for that shipment to fill up. Because if you just send one item, you're going to lose out on more of the profits because the shipping cost is not being shared by a bunch of items like the 5 over here. They're sharing one shipping cost, whereas if you've got that one item, then it takes all of the shipping cost. So I would get more of that same item to fill up that shipping plan. Now, another thing is when you've done this a couple of times, you'll start to notice trends with the FBA warehouses. In Canada, there's not that many warehouses. There's like less than 10 for sure, maybe like 5 or something, 5 or 6. You'll start to notice trends of where certain products go. So you'll actually be able to decide if you can get more items for this shipping plan or this shipping plan because you'll know which city it's going to be going to. So if that happens, just make sure to fill up your items before you ship it out, unless it's like an item that's a huge profit, then I would say, okay, fine, send it if it's just one item, but it's likely that you'll need to get more to fill up that shipment. Alright, so question number 4. What happens when you are creating a shipping plan and or scanning and it says item is overstocked or a slow mover? What should you do? Alright, so Amazon has been putting this message on some products that don't move fast or it's overstocked. They are giving you a notification saying that this item might not sell or it's moving slower than other products. What should you do? So I've been getting this question and actually I still list the item. Canada is very different from the US, and when it says that, Canada in general with FBA moves slower, items sell differently and randomly. So because I've been doing this a bunch of times, even though I see that message, I still send the shipment in and I still send the item in because I know eventually that item is going to sell. Now, if I were selling in the US, it would be a little bit different and maybe I wouldn't ship that item in. But because Canada is a little bit weird, Amazon FBA is a little weird in Canada, I would actually still send it in because it's just slow in general. Like Canada is slower than the US. So when people ask me this, should they return the item? Should they not send the item? I would actually say to just still send the item because, with my experience, there are products where I create new listings and they have 0 ranking and they've never sold before, but they have sold because, I do proper titling and the keywords and the bullet points and things like that. I wouldn't let that stop you from shipping it in. And when you see that, that's just a notification. That doesn't mean that you can't ship it in. Alright, so the last question. Can you sell used stuff on Amazon.ca? So yes, you definitely can sell used stuff on .ca, and how you will know is on the scanning app. It will let you know if you can sell things like new, used, collectible, refurbished, that sort of thing. So go buy the Amazon scanner app. And some used items that I've sold before are like DVDs, books, CDs, music. You're generally going to be getting less because it's a used item, but if you're not using it, you might as well sell it. I wouldn't recommend shipping in heavy items just because of the shipping costs. So the answer is yes, and I would go through any of your old books, DVDs, music, collectible items, and just check out what you can sell on Amazon. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. That is it for this video. If this video was helpful for you, please let me know by giving us a like, a comment, a subscribe. All that would be very much appreciated. Alright guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Back from the dead.